Quicker Home presents the News Hour at 10 with Arnab Goswami.
Okay, on the debate tonight, Sambit Patra of the BJP, Maroof Raza, Consulting Editor, Strategic Affairs, Ratan Sharda of the RSS, Rahul Narwekar of the NCP, Ajay Alok of the JDU, Dr Fuad Halim of the CPIM. Sorry for the delayed start on debate number 2 on India above politics. Ajay Alok, question 1 to you, and then we are opening the debate. Rahul Narwekar, Fuad Halim, everyone, Sambit, Maroof, Ratan Sharda, feel free to come in after this first question. You know, I congratulated you when you took a position on Shahabudin, however halting it was, with trepidation, whatever. We encouraged you, pushed you, showed you evidence, and eventually you acted, and hence we were united in one voice on Shahabudin. I want to hear the voice of the people reflecting in the voice of politicians once again on the issue of Pakistan. One voice. Because at a time like this, we need total 100% political unity. There is an act of proxy war, Ajay Alok, 18 soldiers killed. We don't need needless political bickering. We have to rise above politics. Ajay Alok, why is it so difficult to achieve that objective?
It's not difficult at all. The point is that since we are in opposition, so we just are taking comments at the government that why they failed. But the fact remains that Pakistan had given the Prime Minister his birthday gift, and the return gift must be given. That was the point I have taken, and my party has taken, and we are fully with the government, and we fully endorse the Prime Minister. All the tough measures they take against Pakistan,
so
we will support them, because कुत्ते की पूंछ कभी सीधी नहीं होने वाली है. No point discussing and no point having any discussion, long time discussion. Make one point negotiation final. That we have to push them to the wall in front of the international community and hit them hard.
Sambit is responding. No,
this is the line.
Sambit is responding. Sambit, opening the debate tonight with you. Yeah.
To the extent where my good friend from JDU, Dr Ajay Alok, says that as they are in opposition, their duty is to show the mirror to the government off and on. I believe, well, that is how democracy functions. It is well within their rights to show us, point us, to discuss with us if at all we commit any mistake. But the problem is, they begin with this statement, we don't want to politicize the issue, but there are so many ifs and buts attached to it that at the end of the day, the whole issue gets muddied and it gets politicized. I'll give you a few examples. Only 4 days ago, none other than the most important opposition party of the country, Congress's leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, categorically pointed out that, well, yes, the Pakistan hand is there in the Uri attack, but the main reason is the Indian policy and the Indian Prime Minister. Never ever in the world there was a US attack 9/11. We did not hear the opposition
Rahul
parties
Narwekar,
in America coming together and saying it was because of
Feel free to come in. That's the point he's making tonight. Sambit Patra. Sambit Patra is making a point. I want Rahul Narwekar to immediately come in, because what he's saying is that the whole political leadership should be on one page, as a military option also remains on the table. So don't bicker. Rahul Narwekar, don't bicker. Criticize those who bicker. Mr. Narwekar.
There is no doubt about the fact. There is no doubt about the fact that in this hour of concern, especially when it is concerning national security, when it is concerning terrorism sponsored from Pakistan, the country has to speak in one voice. The priority is to deal with Pakistan in the most firm manner. There is no doubt about that. But having said that, would it be fair to close our eyes to acts, to omissions and errors which have been committed by our government? If at all there are any, we have to point them out, being a responsible opposition. And the government should take this criticism in a positive way and try to implement policies which will
1 second, counters from Ratan Sharda, Sambit Patra. Ratan Sharda comes first. Ratan Sharda comes first. Not three together. Ratan Sharda, please. Ratan Sharda.
We must also remember
this Rahul Narwekar's chief of NCP made a statement that Uri attack is condemnable, but that is linked to the Kashmir issue, is linked to the communal condition in the country. Is this the kind of statement which they want to support? Secondly, let us understand this so-called NGOs,
you don't know what
their
you're talking about.
Intellectual leaders.
No one has linked
Sharad Pawar's statement, sir. Let me move ahead.
These are two separate
don't muddy again. Please don't muddy again. Let me carry on the argument. let me carry the argument
either you
that
don't know
problem with opposition, the so-called intellectual class, the opposition is that they have mixed up government with the nation. They should be loyal to the nation. They can criticize politically. They should not criticize where it endangers the nation. This is the problem. Their hate Modi is overwhelming. Their hate for Modi is so overwhelming that they will go against national voice, national voice and national consensus, but they will keep on saying that they are supporting, but every time they will come up with a counterpoint which will expose their political alignment.
No, let me give an example tonight. Let me give an example tonight. Let me give an example of what is wrong. No, 1 second. Ratan Sharda.
Instead of pointing fingers at accusation, the government should act immediately, and what has been acting and on all fronts. Automatically the opposition will fall behind the government. Why you are trying to meddle into politics right now? It's time for the government to act and take
Mr. Ajay Alok, let me tell you, 1971
that's why you got the mandate.
All the opposition was against Indira Gandhi, but they supported her in the war.
You're always thinking about the opposition. You are not thinking about the country.
RSS
you are not thinking about your responsibility.
Nehru, RSS
people like you are arguing
1962. We were against Indira Gandhi. We went along with Indira Gandhi in 71. Not only went along with Indira Gandhi, we again opposed her in 1975. But when the nation would exist, everybody stood by her.
Opposition then?
We gave her support unconditionally. All the cities, all the opposition parties. So you are the people who will keep on pinning the government, not allow it to work with a consensus. You make a laughing stock of the whole nation in front of the world. That is your way of working.
When opposition is clearly
saying we are backing the government, there was bitter fight between Indira Gandhi and opposition.
What is your problem?
I have a question. 1 second.
All of us stood by Indira Gandhi unconditionally.
Ajay Alok, may I say this?
This is again we opposed Indira Gandhi.
Ratan Sharda.
But again we supported her.
Ratan Sharda.
That is the sense of nation.
Ratan
you
Sharda,
can be politically opposition.
Mr. Sharda ji, 1 minute rukiye. You know, Mr. Sharda, Sambit Patra, everyone, our viewers know that I have never had as many differences with one individual and party as I have had in the past with Ajay Alok on several issues. Having said that, today I don't fundamentally disagree with him on his. If he says I'm putting my weight behind strong action by the government, I want the government to take action. I don't have a fundamental disagreement with that, and where I don't, I must be honest to say I don't. Therefore, my problem, however, is not with the position that Ajay Alok takes tonight. My problem is with the position that people like Manik Sarkar take tonight. Manik Sarkar has many qualities, but one which he doesn't is any understanding of foreign policy. Today, Fuad Halim, I want you to condemn Manik Sarkar of the CPIM, Chief Minister of Tripura. There is need for political unity on Pakistan. You have the Chief Minister of an Indian state accusing India of a big brotherly attitude towards neighbors. You have a Chief Minister of an Indian state saying that you have a big brotherly approach towards Pakistan. You are accusing the Indian government of maltreating Pakistan, directly or indirectly. How does that help? Why should we not question that?
Arnab,
Fuad Halim, answer that. Fuad Halim, answer that. Fuad Halim, answer that. Answer that, Fuad Halim. Why does he say that?
That the Uri incident, let me finish, the Uri incident
Arnab, do you remember
definitely is a very important incident around which our foreign policy push should be focused against Pakistan. Now it is very important for the government of the day to take everybody along with it to actually expand on this push, where we can definitely put Pakistan on the mat as far as their involvement in Kashmir is concerned. One has to keep in mind that the central government has been very reluctant to be proactive in Kashmir.
No, 1 second. Answer my question. Fuad Halim, why did Fuad Halim? Can you, Fuad Halim, answer my question? Why did the Chief Minister of Tripura criticize the Indian government for a big brotherly attitude towards neighbors? Why did he say that?
the Bharatiya Janata Party has
not answering my question again. Why did the Chief Minister of Tripura, asking the question for the third time tonight, explain Manik Sarkar's comment? Why did the Chief Minister of an Indian state called Tripura accuse the Indian government at a time like this of a big brotherly approach towards its neighbors? Please explain to me tonight. That's damaging. Sambit is responding to that. Sambit and Maroof Raza. Sambit first. Sambit first. Sambit.
Arnab, let me finish. Please let me finish.
Sir, you answer my question once. I can't let you finish if you avoid my question.
Please allow me.
You avoid my question. You are avoiding my question.
Fuad, please allow me to complete and thereafter you can continue. Allow others to speak as well.
Let me finish off.
Answer my question.
Mr. Fuad Halim, will you please allow others to speak as well?
Let me be very clear. The
No, Mr.
Janata
Fuad
Party
Halim,
has
Manik
the
Sarkar in
mandate
fact
to-
has
and the
shamed the country.
responsibility.
And let me
Sambit,
forget the
Sambit,
Bharatiya
please,
Janata Party and
please,
forget
please
the
let me
politics in the
finish.
country.
Let
But
me
what has
speak on
happened
behalf of
today,
the CPM.
how Manik Sarkar has
Let
shamed
me
the
finish.
country, let me
Sambit
bring out the
Patra,
facts of the matter.
please,
In the
let me
presence
be
of the
very clear.
representatives
The
of foreign
Bharatiya Janata
nation,
Party
when a
at
meeting
this
was
point
going
of
on,
time
Manik Sarkar
has
went
the
ahead
mandate
in
and the
fact to blame
politically
Mr. Narendra Modi,
responsibility
the Prime
to
Minister of the
actually
country, and he
lead
stated that
the
India was being bullish.
country as
India
far
was
as
in
the
fact
Uri
letting out a
incident is
big
concerned.
brotherly attitude towards Pakistan
Let us be
and
very
other neighbors,
clear.
including Bangladesh.
This
And
attitude-
remember, Bangladeshi representatives are present in that
Sambit
meeting.
Patra,
Sir,
Will
there is
you
no
be
excuse
speaking
for
on
this.
behalf of the
If you
CPI?
have differences,
Sambit,
sir,
please
if
let
you
me
have
finish off.
differences, sort the
Let us be
differences
very clear
out within the country.
that the
Talk to
Bharatiya
us.
Janata Party
Talk on the floor of
does
the
not
parliament. But the
take the
problem is,
parliament
you walk out on the floor of the
resolution
parliament
in the
and you
spirit
talk in
that
the
it was
presence of the
given.
foreigners,
They do not
condemning
take
your own
the
government.
army's
What is this
advisory.
attitude? And Arnab,
Maroof.
let me give you this classic example as to
Arnab,
what
if you-
happens
if-
when we
if time
politicize
now
issues
is
within the
going
country.
to
From where
allow
did
something-
Nawaz Sharif pick up this
No, no,
word?
no, no,
Pellet guns in his
Fuad,
speech?
listen. Fuad,
Nawaz
listen.
Sharif
No,
No,
picked up
Fuad, you have to
this
listen.
word.
One second. Just a minute. 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 Just a minute.
You
Just a
all should hear
minute.
this.
Just a
You all
minute.
should hear
Just
this.
a minute. Just a minute. Maroof. 1 minute. Maroof.
Hear me out here.
Maroof, a small point. Maroof, a small point that I
I'll
want to
tell
make.
you.
A small point that I want to make to you. Just a minute. Just a minute. Maroof, I want a small point that I want to make to Maroof. Fuad, listen. Fuad, listen.
You're not allowing me to
Fuad,
finish
listen,
off.
you can't complain
Let
and
me
not
finish
answer the
off.
question. Viewers are watching you. There's
No,
a
no.
transparent medium. I want your comment on what Manik Sarkar said. Please answer it. Don't avoid it. People are commenting now that you're avoiding my question on Manik Sarkar.
No, no.
Manik Sarkar criticized India for having a big brotherly attitude towards neighbors. In the context of what happened in Uri, I believe this kind of statement damages national interest. Right? Maroof, doesn't it? Maroof, doesn't this kind of comment damage national interest at this time? For the last 5 days, my colleague Maroof Raza has been talking about the need to build a national unity on the subject. Hear it from Maroof Raza tonight,
There are a lot
Maroof.
of things that need to be done that are not being done.
No, you're not answering my question, Maroof.
Arnab,
Maroof.
may I
Absolutely.
request all the eminences on this show, sir, with respect to all of you, because you are all very, very distinguished members of our political fraternity, just give me 2 minutes. Point one, Arnab, strategies are not built overnight to react to a crisis situation. And strategies have been absent in the past, and we are still evolving a strategy right now on how to give Pakistan lasting penalties and punishment for what they have done now and they've done in the past. This is quite clearly the biggest attack on any military base with the number of casualties. Uri was equally big, but this one is even bigger. So you talk to people in the military establishment. The one lament is that they were never given a clear direction that what kind of strategy to have in place to deal with terror attacks. Fighting conventional wars is one thing. The second thing is that one interesting development this time, which the military says has not happened in the past, is they've been given a free hand to respond at a place and time of their choosing. When they will do it is a matter of conjecture and guesswork. Now, the second point I wish to bring out, and there may be many political luminaries who have objections, and perhaps they have, for reasons that they have not been briefed and explained in detail, what are India's capabilities, what are India's response options. So I think the step that needs to be taken very early to build a political consensus is that all the distinguished members of our political fraternity need to be briefed in detail that the series of actions that could unfold and why we need political unity, because while in the United States, the senators and congressmen are willing to pass a law to declare Pakistan a terror-sponsored state, we are reluctant to even name them.
Agreed.
So we have to understand, are we the victim or America the victim of Pakistani terror? I am beginning to feel that they are more victims of Pakistani terror than we are, the way we are getting responses. The second thing which I want my political leaders to understand, that if they represent public opinion from what we gather in the social media and the public forum has not been so high and so vociferous and so angry against Pakistan in my recent memory, and I've got a half decent memory. The last it was after 26/11.
Ajay Alok is coming back to the debate.
There was public opinion in favor of punishing Pakistan and we did something.
Ajay Alok is back to the debate. Maroof, he's responding to you.
I think our political fraternity need to ask questions from our national security establishment if they've got doubts and not quibble in public, because we want a united voice if we are going to punish Pakistan.
Agreed. But whose responsibility is this to create a united voice? Is this the responsibility of the opposition or the government? Please tell me. Whose responsibility is this to brief the opposition, all the opposition?
The government, sir. The government.
All the opposition to take into
I agree with you, sir.
What kind of
I agree with you, and that's what I said. I agree with you, sir.
It's as simple as that.
I agree with you. I agree with you, sir. That's why I said the government should very quickly brief them.
No, but
it should brief the opposition and clear their mind on what are our strengths and our limitations.
No, Ajay Alok, rightly so. Sambit.
Maroof, if you allow me, I have a different take on this. Just allow me 20 seconds. Maroof, you have extremely eruditely pointed out the facts of the matter, but let me tell you, it is a collective responsibility. You would also agree to the fact that it's a collective responsibility, the government and the opposition together. I'll give you a small example. When the all-party delegation went to Jammu and Kashmir recently under the leadership of Mr. Rajnath Singh, there were clear directives. In fact, the agenda that was given did not have the name of Hurriyat leaders. We were not supposed to meet the Hurriyat leaders. But there were certain leaders, my friend Ajay Alok would agree to the fact that certain leaders on their own private sweet will, they went out of the way from what the assurances of the government.
And what Rajnath Singh said on that, you also repeat that.
To have a cup of
Sambit,
can I? Sambit one minute.
I'll tell you that.
No. Sambit, before that, I'm going to Rahul Narwekar. Rahul Narwekar is on. Rahul Narwekar, Fuad Halim.
You did not have the permission.
Fuad Halim.
He said he did not
Let Fuad Halim come in once. Fuad Halim.
He said that.
Fuad Halim.
Neither did you have the permission.
Fuad Halim.
They don't want to take anybody into confidence. Just a single traffic. This is the problem with this government.
The central government doesn't want to get involved in Kashmir.
Fuad.
We've had the Home Minister say that after the situation settles down, we will go.
But in the interim, Fuad, listen to me. Don't speak over me.
Let's be very clear.
Fuad, don't speak over me. Don't speak over me. I am because it is not a competition of speaking over each other.
BJP has to understand that it has to take everybody together.
Fuad, listen to me. Listen to me. Please listen to me. It's difficult otherwise to communicate. Fuad, listen to me. The simple point is, agreed. Maroof also said it's the government's responsibility to have a conversation. I agree with you on that. In the interim, Fuad, it is wrong for your party to issue a statement linking a terrorist attack to a long-standing solution to the Kashmir dispute. If that line comes from Islamabad, I can understand. If that line comes from a party that calls itself the Communist Party of India, Marxist, I have a problem. You can't link a terrorist attack to a long-standing solution of the Kashmir dispute. Sorry, you can't do that. There are some red lines you can't cross.
Very clear.
No, let's be very clear. You can't do that. Rahul Narwekar, tell me honestly. Rahul Narwekar, tell me honestly. Is it too much? No. Rahul Narwekar, tell me without.
India has a very long border with Pakistan.
No. Listen.
We have Gujarat. We have
you are not
Rajasthan,
understanding.
we've got Punjab, and we've got Kashmir. We've seen only two states that are involved.
Fuad, let me get a view on this. Fuad, let me get a view on this. Fuad, 1 minute. Can I get Rahul Narwekar also in, please? Can I get Rahul Narwekar also? See, Rahul, listen to me. Rahul, listen. I'm trying to build here. I'm trying. Fuad, 1 minute, please. Fuad, 1 minute. Can I have someone else also speak?
Has to respond to concretely.
Sir, listen to me, sir. I'm asking Rahul Narwekar this question. Rahul, see, this is not about a debate for the sake of it. I don't want to have a debate for the sake of it, neither do you. Okay? We are both from the same generation. We believe that this country has a long time to come. This country must take on issues of internal security strongly. Young, leaders like you and Fuad Halim, Rahul, Ajay Alok and Sambit Patra are representing the future generation of leaders in this country. Which is why I'm asking you, tell the younger generation of Indians today, what do they expect from the future generation of leaders in their country? That if this country is facing a problem like this, then don't go on out there and make statements which can compromise our national interests. Don't go and say that a terrorist attack can be linked to a long-standing solution of the Kashmir problem. Doesn't make any sense. Rahul, why can't you say that? If you're critical of the BJP when they make a mistake, then let's not build an artificial consensus just because these, with the CPM, you don't need to do that. Rahul, what is your stand on these couple of questions I put here to Fuad and to...
Arnab, you are
Fuad.
Arnab, you're absolutely right when you talk about there being a political consensus, when you say that the entire political class of this country should speak in one voice when it comes to terrorism, when it comes to dealing with Pakistan. There's no doubt about that. But the responsibility of getting that consensus is directly and squarely on the government of the day. If the government of the day ensures that they take everyone on board, discuss issues, prior to making decisions and prior to making policies.
Agreed. Sambit is responding now to that. Sambit, hear him. Sambit, hear him. Sambit, hear him.
No. Let me correct you. Let me correct Mr. Narwekar over here if he allows me. Rahul, just allow me quick rebuttal and then it can continue.
This is not the problem.
Say that it squarely lies on
that India is facing for the first time.
with the government to see to it that the collective consensus is created. I would just throw the example of Manik Sarkar.
To 2014
Rahul, don't speak over each other. One second, one of you at a time. Sambit, stop.
Rahul, you're not understanding what Manik Sarkar has done. Rahul, Arnab, what Manik Sarkar has done. Well, we may have differences. We may need to sit down over the table,
Sambit, you made your point. Let him respond to Manik Sarkar.
But that does not mean in the presence of foreign representatives.
Rahul respond.
As the Chief Minister, you are a Chief Minister, sir.
Sambit, stop.
Chief Minister is also a government. The responsibility of a federal structure.
Rahul, what he's saying,
in effect,
what Sambit is saying in effect, and what Maroof also said earlier.
The point, the bottom line is, nothing on the planet of this, nothing, absolutely nothing can justify actions of Pakistan and the terrorism, cross-border terrorism that Pakistan has sponsored.
Maroof.
There is nothing that can justify
Before
that.
Maroof comes in, Ajay Alok is back on the debate. Last 10 minutes of the debate, Ajay Alok.
That action,
so Maroof, wait, Ajay Alok. Maroof, you get the last word. Ajay Alok.
Sir, I will say only one thing.
Ajay Alok, Maroof after
Sambit Patra and the government.
May I, Arnab, please?
Maroof, last word to you.
Agreed that there was no point by Manik Sarkar making such a statement at this crucial junction. But what is more important today? A statement by Manik Sarkar or a joint action by India against Pakistan
point taken.
Internationally, where all the parties, all the opposition parties and the ruling party all should speak in one voice.
Point taken.
If we all join together, there will be no such statement, but the initiative has to come from the government.
Ratan Sharda, I actually think that there should be a proper meeting here, meeting of minds, where I think the left parties and the RSS must all sit together. There has to be that level of unity now, where left and RSS and Congress and JDU, everybody comes together and we decide on one thing. That is what we are seeking here. And I think it is achievable, Ratan Sharda, only if you also...
There is question of national interest. RSS is ready to meet anybody every time. RSS has never gone back meeting anybody, any party, any organization.
So we should do that now.
Is in danger.
I think we should do that now.
I gave the example earlier on. 1962,
we should do that now.
1971. And we talk of coordination. 1971, I remember no opposition party asked Indira Gandhi to have a meeting together,
Absolutely.
listen to them.
Absolutely.
And Indira Gandhi is not acting.
Absolutely.
Indira Gandhi
Let's settle
waited
down
for 9
with
months
Pakistan, then
before
we'll
she
solve
took
our
action.
differences. No
Remember
problem.
this.
Maroof has the last word on the debate on India above politics. Maroof has the last word tonight. Only Maroof. Maroof wanted to make a point. I'd leave the floor to
Thank you,
Maroof,
Arnab.
please now.
Thank you, Arnab.
Maroof, please. Maroof, please listen to Maroof, please. Listen to Maroof. Yeah, Maroof.
Arnab, thank you. May I, sir, please. I just want to make 3 or 4 quick points because I know time's running out. Point 1, I think we need to understand that the Kashmir issue is something that energizes Pakistan's virtual hatred and obsessive hatred of India. You might have a Kashmir problem getting inflamed. You might have a communal riot elsewhere. All that feeds into Pakistan's narrative. So, therefore, let us not try and address internal issues right now. Let us address the core problem that Pakistan's use of terror against India with or without Kashmir. Because many attacks of terror groups from Pakistan have taken place outside Kashmir. Varanasi, Ajmer, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Mumbai. The list is endless. So there is one thing. The second thing I want to bring out, Arnab, and it's very important to understand this for our political leadership, that we need to give out the military a set of green signals that in the event of another attack like this, they should get their machinery rolling with or without the CCS or the cabinet or the parliament deliberating over it endlessly. These are automatic reactions should go into place with or without political consent. Third point, Arnab, just listen to me. Third point, third point which is very important, that the reason why we are now taking a certain amount of time to respond, that there are a certain policy and certain equipment and technological issues that should have been addressed over a period of time. This is not the first terror attack. It's been happening for 25 years. And we still don't have a national consensus where the problem is coming from. And let me remind people that when America decided to go against Iraq the second time, when world's countries opposed America, they went in for a handful of countries saying, we are going with the coalition of the willing. So this government has the mandate and the authority under the constitution to do what it pleases for national security. If everyone's not on board, the government should still go ahead and do what is right. That is the responsibility the people of India have given to the government. And if there are dissenters, so be it. That's the price of democracy.
One thing in conclusion I want to say. There are 4 leaders. Viewers, one second. Viewers, do you get a feeling that these 4 leaders, I'm not including Ratan Sharda there because he's not an active politician. Do you have a feeling that these 4 leaders, Fuad Halim, Rahul Narwekar, Ajay Alok and Sambit Patra, actually fundamentally agree on keeping India above politics? Some of them may be holding on to their positions for political reasons. But I would encourage a complete consensus between the 4 of you. And I think it's possible. I think it's very easy. Keep politics out. Gentlemen, I thank you all for joining me on debate number 2 on the News Hour tonight. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.